What's up, YouTube? Amos here from Fear No Human. Sorry for my absence, but I'm back. Here are 15 things that was so awkward. I was trying to do like 15. Anyway, 15 things that I wish I knew as a teenager, aka stuff I wish I could go back in time and tell me like 5 years ago. Number 1, forgive, but don't forget. And what I mean by this is there's people in your life that you love that you'll go and forgive, but you get walked on by them. And sometimes you just need to forgive them, but do not forget the abuse that they did. Let it go, but do not forget. That way you don't get in this cycle of abuse, in this cycle of forgiving someone and them just repeating what they did. Sometimes you might have to forgive someone, not forget what they did to you, and y'all grow apart. But that's a part of life, and it hurts, but it's just how it is sometimes. Number 2, learn from the mistakes from others as well as their wins. And this can apply to yourself as well. Sometimes people get into this judgmental state of mind of, completely not listening to what their parents have to say. Sometimes a lot of the stuff that our parents teach us is stuff that they wish they would have known, or they want us to not go down the same path as them. And so they want you to learn from their mistakes. Also learn from your parents' wins. Same as the homeless guy. Like, learn from his wins, if he has any, and learn from the mistakes of, maybe he's homeless for a reason, and you can learn from that. Same as anybody at church, the pastor, the worship leader, or whatever you do, the guy in the gym, right? For example, I meet guys in the gym all the time that are jacked, but they're injured. And I will learn from their mistakes. They'll see me and they'll see me how I work out with proper form. And I get a lot of compliments because of my form. And it's a bunch of old dudes that are like, wow, it's so refreshing to see a young guy do this. And they're like, why do you care so much? I'm like, I care about health. I care about longevity. And they're like, oh, what got you into this? And I start explaining it. Anyway, learn from mistakes. Learn from wins. You can do both. 3, clear communication is essential. I wish I would have known this earlier. I wish I had better communication earlier. There's a lot of what ifs in my life. And I am still learning this. That's why I have this YouTube channel, because it's helped me become a better communicator, and I hope it helps me to continue to grow. And if y'all can critique me and help me grow, that'd be amazing. But learn clear communication. Say what your desire is in a kind way. Communication is also through body language and tone. Watch how you say things and watch your body language while you're doing it. Like, if you're over here like this, like, I finished the thing over there. That communicates something. The words are clear, but that body language communicates a lack of confidence or a lack of care. And people pick up on those cues subconsciously. Be clear with your posture, be clear with your words, be clear with your eye contact, and just see how things move around you. It's amazing. Stuff kind of like gets out of your way. Number 4, God's plan over my plan. Oh, geez. I really, really, really wish I knew this earlier. I really wish I followed God's plan a lot more than my own plan, but I'm just a humble man. Here I am. Sam I am. Green eggs and ham. But follow God's plan. And if you don't know what God's plan is, you can start just by praising Him. If you're lost, just start with gratitude and worship to God, because that unlocks something for you that helps you figure out what the plan is and get in the Word. Talk to someone who's close with God. But remember, at the end of the day, like, it's great having a biblical mentor, but it's your relationship with Jesus, and that's what matters. So just lock in, bro, with God. 5, it's okay to sleep 8 hours. I know, big shocker. But seriously, it's okay to sleep 8 hours. You aren't going to miss anything. Honestly, the devil's work happens late at night. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Like, honestly, I wish I would have slept more as a teenager, which maybe some of y'all don't have this issue, but I did. I feel like I left a lot of gains on the table. I feel like I left health on the table. I feel like I left a clear mind on the table. Sleep is amazing, man. It's the ultimate health hack. Like, when you're, for example, for me, like, when I'm well rested, my self-control is so much more. My self-confidence is so much more. I'm just a better person because I have more energy to be a better person. It's essential, man. 6, the true meaning of cleanliness is next to godliness. Be clean, bro. Be smooth. Be effortless. Be clean. Make your environment around you clean. Not just your environment, your mental space. Make your mental space clean. Make your efforts clean. Keep your work space clean if you have a job. Just be clean. It sets you apart from other people. Keep your language clean. I struggle with this. But if you can keep these things clean, it helps you be godliness. It takes you to that next spiritual level. A lot of people feel like, dude, I wish I could get to that next level. Be clean. Like, it starts with a clean environment, which then goes into a clean mind, which then goes into a clean soul, which your soul's your emotions, your thoughts, your kind of being. That's not your body. And then that cleanliness leads into a clean spirit, which when you have a clean spirit, that's when you get your clean connection with God, that clear path, that clear task. Be clean. Keep your mental clean. Keep your language clean. If you can't control your mouth, you can't control what you see and what you hear and what you do down there, how can you control anything? 7, confidence comes from consistent discipline and action. I wish I knew this earlier, because being confident literally comes from you stacking up dubs and winning and winning and winning, being disciplined, and you build up this confidence. Confidence is built, it isn't received. That makes sense. Confidence comes from you having consistent action, consistent discipline. And not just discipline for one day, discipline for a whole week, for a whole month, for a whole year. That's how you become confident, because you're being the person, and then and you're getting that outcome. That is where confidence comes from. Number 8, sex isn't all that without love. I wish I would have known this earlier, but it's the emotion and the choice of love, of being with someone, that makes that physical action worth it. We have this rising epidemic of men who are addicted to sex, or addicted to the idea of it, or addicted to the pixels of it. Dude, it's great when it's paired with love, which is the most amazing, greatest power, emotion, love. But when you do that action without love, it is empty. You might feel happy, you might, get that little hit, that release, but it's not love, dude. Pair it with love, with someone that you love. And you can't know if you love someone unless you've been with them for a long time and you've seen them at their worst and you love them through that, as well as if they match you and who you are. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. 9, God allows tests in your life to bring you closer to Him. I can attest to this. So I cut my leg wide open last year. I almost died. And in that moment, it brought me closer to God because it was a test and it was hard. I was on crutches. I couldn't walk for a month. And this test, it could have been Satan that allowed it to happen or caused it to happen, and God allowed it. But it brought me to a crossroads of either I was going to do it my way or I was going to do it God's way. And it brought me closer to God because he like low-key sat me down on the couch, literally, and it forced me closer to him. Now, obviously, I kind of came to that conclusion. I chose to go to him. But it brought me closer to him. So when you're going through so much pain, you're going through these tests, don't get angry at God, because it's not his fault. It's your fault, or it's the devil's fault, or it's the world's fault. Allow your test to bring you closer to God. Number 10, budgeting is important. I wish I would have implemented this earlier. Budgeting is important. And it's not just money budgeting, as zero-based budgeting, 50-30-20 rule, finance, credit cards, blah, blah, blah. It's not just that. It's time budgeting. It's literally mental thought budgeting. Like, you need to have a budget for where your mental energy goes to. You need to have a budget for where your physical activity goes to, which is a workout plan, a meal prep, all that. You need to have a time budget. Time block your day down to the 30 minutes. Like, seriously, I didn't start achieving a lot until I started locking in on my time budget. And I started getting nicer things once I started locking in on my money, right? Once I started being a good steward of what I had and actually keeping track of it. Budget, bro. Budget your time, budget your money, and budget your thoughts, aka what you allow to influence your mind. Whether that's friends, music, TV shows, you name it, games. Be careful what you do with your time and your money and your thoughts. 11. So this goes hand in hand. You could call this 10B. Debt out of control makes you a slave. And I know what this is like because, I was 19. I had a car loan, then I had a bank loan, then I had credit cards. And I was just working 50 hours a week, man. And all that money I was making great money as a 19-year-old, but it wasn't going anywhere. It was going to me staying alive, and it was going to all my debt. And if there's anything I wish I could take back, I wish I could take back some of those loans. I wish I never took them out, because here I am 2 years later and I'm still slaving away. And I've gotten better, my lifestyle's upgraded a lot, but I still have some of those things to work on. And if there's anything I could advise, is be very careful and intentional with the debt that you receive, because it turns you into a slave. I'm just gonna leave it there. 12, sugar's the devil. Watch your sugar intake, bro. Quit eating all this processed crap, dude. Like, do better. Your body's a temple. Feed it green leaves. Feed it steak. Feed it beef. Feed it all the micronutrients that you need. Vitamin D, boron, magnesium, Sustanche, Tanka Ali. I'm dropping game, dude. These supplements are amazing. As well as the diet, dude. Eat your asparagus. Eat your green leafy vegetables. Get your vitamin D. Drink your milk. Man, screw sugar. Shop on the outer sections of these stores. Don't go in the processed foods area, man. Sugar makes your brain dumb, makes you addicted to this little dopamine reward. And it's how they keep you hooked, man. 13, health is a massive blessing, so protect it. So many people our age, dude, they just, they live life because they're young. until they turn 30 and then they have lower back pain and they're having all these issues. Well, no, crap. You didn't protect your health. Health is something that has to be protected. Obviously, when you're a child, it's not as much on your mind, same as when you're a teenage, because you feel invincible, but you're not. And you need to protect your health. Do your stretching. Do this breath work. Go on walks. Be active. Get off your phone. Protect your mental health. Protect your physical health and protect your spiritual health. You have to protect it because in this world, everything attacks it. Sugar attacks it. Porn attacks it. Social media attacks it. Algorithms attacks it. Like, you are being bombarded and you need to protect your health. All aspects of your health. And if I need to make a health guide, I will. Y'all let me know down in the comments, and I'll probably make that as my next video. 14. Creating is the highest form of following God. Now, be a content creator. Quit consuming so much. And I'm not saying you have to be on Instagram or YouTube or that. Create content, whether that's physical art, whether that's helping people. You're literally creating an environment where someone can express themselves to you and you can lead them to God. Or, create content for people that helps people. Create content for your younger self and it will help people. Creating is the highest form of worship because if you're doing it aligned with your God-given purpose, you're helping people and you're being a mirror reflecting to Him, giving Him glory. Because He's a creator and He made us in His image. God can create out of nothing, but we can create out of something. We can create out of anything within the laws of the universe that God has established. So start creating. God has given you dominion over this earth. You are a king over your dominion. You are a queen over your dominion. You are in charge. Take care of your field and start creating. 15. Being honest goes a long way. Just be honest, dude. Like, tell the truth. Tell the truth to yourself. Write the truth in your text. Write the truth in your journal. Write the truth in your prayers. Tell the truth. You need to tell the truth, and truth is a MF, man. But you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta look in the mirror and be able to accept the truth and tell the truth. People cannot trust you. People aren't gonna. If you're not a man of your word to yourself, you're not going to be a man of your word to other people. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Tell the truth. Be honest. And it's a whole lot better than a web of lies coming untangled and the whole world seeing you crumble. Trust me. I've been there. Telling the truth is hard, but is worth it. Because what's a lot harder is continuing to tell a whole bunch of lies and then getting trapped in your own web. Anyway, that's been it from me. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, sorry for lack of videos. I've been working on this project that I hope to release to you guys soon. Have a blessed day.